Kate, airlines starting to announce now their summer schedules. Tell us more.
They're really hoping to get a lot of bookings as quickly as they can, Tom. The ones they include Air France, which has already been operating a few internal flights for the past few weeks. It's aiming to provide about 20% of its initially planned flights by the end of June and up to 40% by the end of August. It's planning to reach up to 80% of its usual destinations by then, although, of course, with far fewer flights to reflect that lower demand. More of its domestic routes were reopened today as the airport in Lyon got back into business. Meanwhile, airlines including Transavia, Brussels Airlines, Austrian Airlines are back in the skies, as are EasyJet planes for the first time in over 10 weeks this Monday. The low-cost carrier is aiming to bring back about 40% of its usual routes in July, and up to three-quarters of them in August. Ryanair has similar targets and is bringing back more routes as well, having already kept up a skeleton service throughout the lockdown. Now, there are a lot of new safety restrictions for travelers, including face masks, limited or sometimes no food or drink service, and additional cleaning for the planes. Social distancing will not be enforced on board. Most European carriers say they're not going to be leaving the middle seats open because it's simply not a viable business model for them. For those wondering where they can go and what the situation is on the ground, the European Commission has launched a new platform called Reopen EU, and it can help guide potential travelers through this new protocol.
And Kate, in the United Kingdom, airlines have been sounding pretty exasperated by this government requirement that people who visit the country must self-isolate for 14 days.
Yeah, of course, because the UK is no longer part of the European Union, so the rules there are entirely different. British Airways, EasyJet and Ryanair last week filed a legal challenge against the UK government over that policy. They say the quarantine plan will have a devastating effect on British tourism and on the wider economy, because it's not just foreign visitors who will face quarantine here. It would apply to British citizens returning from overseas trips as well. The airlines say this is an irrational policy that will be hard to enforce. The government, of course, hopes it will help prevent a possible second wave of the virus. This policy is going to be reviewed on June the 29th, but carriers say that'll be too late to save any meaningful part of their summer season, even as Europe is taking small steps towards one.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that update. Our business editor, Kate Moody, thank you so much.